Welcome to Ukraine Today. My name is Chechka. Today I'm joined by Ihor Pomerantsev, writer, broadcaster and one of the founders of the poetry festival Meridian Czernowitz, which we will talk about right now. Hello, Mr. Pomerantsev. It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
So let's start with the mission of the festival, and in particular about the program and about the features of this year's festival.
It really has a kind of profile. It's a German-Ukrainian festival, first of all. And I think it's quite nature and logic, because Chernivtsi, Czernowitz, is a former Austro-Hungarian city. And moreover, in Germany, it's considered like one of the literary capitals of the first part of the 20th century, because Czernowitz produced some greatest poets writing mostly in German. So it's quite logic, I think, for Czernowitz to unite German-speaking poets and Ukrainian writing and speaking poets. When I say German-speaking, I mean, first of all, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. But there are some poets, for instance, living in Luxembourg, who also write in German, and I hope that next year they would be invited. Anyway, it's the sixth year when we meet together, and we show each other, well, our poetry first of all, but not exclusively poetry. It's the second year when we hold very intensive discussions about the role of a poet, the role of a writer, writer and politics, international culture relationship, and so on. Because we feel that audience expects from us not just texts, not just good text, but thinking aloud.
So you already mentioned that poets and writers from Europe come to this festival. So let's look at this event as in the context of cultural diplomacy. Do you consider this as one of the ways how to promote Ukraine and how to connect nations all around Europe?
You know, it sounds a bit heroic and dramatic that we take such a great role, but what we are doing practically, Ukraine says that it wishes to be a member of European Union. But this is on diplomacy, on politics, on state level. But in reality, a lot depends on people. And I think that most of Ukrainian writers who are present, who will be present in Czernowitz, in Chernivtsi, they already joined European Union many years ago. I suspect even then when the war started, they joined even NATO. So psychologically, mentally, what we are doing on human level, unlike to the state, that we are already members of literary, at least literary community, and we influence cultural climate and intellectual climate, and in a way we are in progress, and the state should follow us.
There are a lot of private initiatives, but the problem is that the government is not like showing its will to promote this type of diplomacy. I mean, cultural diplomacy, that way of promoting Ukraine. But anyway, about feedbacks of the festival, it's the sixth time when the festival is hosted by Chernivtsi. So what can you tell about the feedback from previous festivals?
We have a list of publications in the Western press, and it's first of all Germany. It includes the most prominent periodicals of Germany, like Frankfurter Allgemeine, Süddeutsche Zeitung, Die Welt, and so on. There were very good features, radio features, on the best German radio stations. There are a lot of articles, essays about us in Austrian press, by the way, in Switzerland. So the feedback is evident. Look, Czernowitz in Germany, it's a magic word, it's a magic name, it's a hidden Atlantis of Austrian culture. So it's very prestigious to be invited to the motherland of Paul Celan or Rosa Ausländer. So in a way, I saw some things. I saw some scenes and episodes when German writers and poets started literally crying in a yard where Paul Celan was brought up. So for them it's a great emotional event. Plus, the last but not the least, usually in Germany poets can gather maximum 20 fans. But in Czernowitz, actually, all students, hundreds of students, visit our performances, our readings, and it's a great discovery. And German poets feel how their social status goes up. It's a kind of paradox. But anyway, they feel moved. They feel appreciated, and I think this is the first and possibly the only literary festival in Ukraine which pays fees to foreign guests they never expected, because they think that they come to a poor country. And here it's a luxurious place, and we pay even fees. I was a witness, a poet from Germany. He was given an envelope with a fee. Well, it's a modest fee in euros. And he said, no, I'm from a rich country. And I said to him in German, no, this is the order, you should take it.
Taking into account the feedback you already mentioned, are there any chances that the festival can be made into a traveling one? I mean, like traveling around Ukraine or traveling around Europe?
We already did organize visits to Odessa, and it's now called Odessa Meridian. There are some plans to visit some cities in Ukraine as well. It's closed information. And we visit regularly book fairs in Germany. Plus, last year we visited some places in France and Germany. So the word Czernowitz used to be a kind of Atlantis, hidden world from the 20th century, connected with great Austrian poets, with Holocaust. And now in Germany, in literary consciousness, Czernowitz rings already another bell as well, that it's pulsating, full of life, cultural, literary place.
And the last question to you, what do you personally will present at the festival? What will be your part there?
I will present my poems first of all, but I'm a professional broadcaster. So the organizers would like to be an anchorman, something like you know, to make discussions, to connect people. Plus, one is supposed to speak both English, German, and Ukrainian. So this is my role. I enjoy mostly reading poetry because I think it's my vocation. But people appreciate more than poetry just sharp articulation, sharp intellectual thinking on public. People need now this food. Look, we live in a critical and crucial time of the war.
Absolutely. Mr. Pomerantsev, thank you for coming to Ukraine today, for finding time to come to us, and I wish you good luck at the upcoming event.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Ihor Pomerantsev joined Ukraine today to talk about the upcoming event in Czernowitz, about the Poetry Festival, which will take place in the upcoming days. My name is Terry Chechko. Thank you for watching Ukraine Today.